So this is Dubai skiing. You ready?
Top of the carbon for a smell same as frankincense and myrrh.
Let me show you a cool shape.
Come on, bro!
Ah, leave Dubai. Miles and miles of sand, one four-wheeler. They're psyched on this little 60 by 30 square bricks. Burnouts never get old. I'm Drake McElroy, professional motorcycle dude, Red Bull X Fighters judge, and all-around curious guy. With the Red Bull X Fighters World Tour, I get to go, you guessed it, all around the world. Would you pass up an opportunity to see the world on somebody else's dime? The United Arab Emirates, originally a nomadic settlement founded on fishing and pearl trade, formed by the British Empire and run by the Al Maktoum dynasty, Dubai's growth skyrocketed. It's a mixed populace in both nationality and economy, with a big divide between wealthy Emirates and poor expatriates. But there are still streets and cultural traces of the old UAE blended in with the new. I knew today was going to be a good day. Why? We're here at the Dubai Autodrome, the Motor City Race Complex. We're gonna get into some cars and we're gonna go real fast. And it's gonna put smiles on my face. Dubai Autodrome PR manager Paul Velasco was on hand to introduce me to my instructor, who quickly had me locked, loaded, and ready to race this open-wheeled beauty.
See, numero uno. Right, jump in. And then first pedal you want to go for is the clutch. Pull it down. Alright.
Can you see my smile? It's fucking big. After a briefing and schooling on the track, it was time to drive. Driving an open-wheeled car was nothing like I'd ever done before. Being able to pace the instructor was amazing. After a few successful laps, I settled in and found my line. 2 more wheels? No big deal. Except for when you're all excited and forget that the tires are cold. But in a car, really no big deal. On a bike, I would have been laying on my back in the middle of the street. In the car, I was just, backwards.
Well done, man. Awesome. Really good.
That was so much goddamn fun. I don't even know how to describe that. The experience couldn't have been more awesome, but all good things must come to an end. Unfortunately, reality was beginning to regulate my speed. The desert of the peninsula can be scarce. Falconry was first used as a form of hunting, and falcon trainer David Steed, who had the most bitchin' ponytail I've ever seen, introduced me to these birds and the sport of falconry.
You can bend the elbow and bring her into you. She doesn't even know you're there. She's very relaxed. That's perfect.
Falconry remains an important part of the Arab heritage. The UAE spends over $27 million a year towards the conservation of wild falcons.
Hello. We have cameras. Hello.
You look even better without that.
She does, doesn't she? She's very pretty.
Yeah.
She knows it, unfortunately.
She looks a little shaky.
She is a little shaky. That's just adrenaline. She thinks, oh, it must be time to go walking, It must be time to go do something.
Sorry to let you down, miss. No flight from here.
Not yet.
It's a good look for me, Dave. I told you, 3 decades from now when the Beagles, met his demise, might have to get into something like this.
Well, what I'll do is I'll pop her bunker back on quickly.
Oh yes, you said, no problem.
Just so we can... Ah, well done. Come on. Thank you. There you go. Bravo.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure.
These are amazing creatures, and after parting ways with feather in hand, I was back on the road. What a nerd, right? Continuing my nature tour, I happened upon some relatives of my humpback buddies from Egypt. They even come in a racing model. This little guy is just a few weeks old and soon to be champion. Smell pretty good.
did this in Egypt, I had no idea what was going on.
Taking a break from the high-paced performance world of camels, it was time to get my culture on. I met up with actor and culturalist Aissa Kayed. Aissa is a local actor born in the UAE and very knowledgeable about the many provinces and people. He was a big happy guy, but a bit unnerving at first.
Which one?
The grill couple.
This one?
Fish. Like fish?
He warmed up to me after a solid lunch and an explanation of his history and my own. Aissa broke down everything Emirati. So we embarked on a cultural sightseeing tour of the Outer Emirates and landscapes, even driving through Oman. Our eventual goal would be Aissa's home.
What is this? You're looking at the Great Lake of Kelba. This is Aissa's town.
Most notable was Hatta and the Hajar Mountains, which translates to Heritage Village. This traditional sheikdom is a wild and rocky land with a lake set in silence, created by the 18th century Hatta Dam.
Don't touch that bush. See what the water feels like. Don't take me out.
Aissa had spent time studying Western film, acting, and art, yet was a scholar about his own traditions, culture, and countryside. It was a long drive, and at the close, we arrived at Aissa's home.
I have a stipulation that it can only be driven around in like an Escalade or better. In case you didn't notice. Yeah. Green onion.
Fish.
Yeah. Farmer's market.
Yes.
Aissa is quite the accomplished gardener with an organic taste and the ultimate plastic man fort that would make even the Keebler elves jealous.
Sweet. Yeah, if you need any help and like you need a guy that you can dub in Arabic, looks like this. I can grow the stash like 3 months in advance. Give me a call.
After Aissa faked some compliments, I thanked him for his generosity.
You let us come back and we gotta see, you know, Aissa in the spot. I like the tour around the yard and all these snacks and the coffees. Good form.
He and the afternoon were another example of the hospitality and the friendly welcomes I had received.
Relax. Man's got good taste. What I learned in Dubai, we did some outlandish things here in Dubai. We snowboarded in the refrigerator. We got to drive some rad open wheel car, which that was super cool. I mean, Dubai's a little fake and outlandish, but you come here expecting it to be fake and outlandish. It's totally cool. The culture doesn't go deep. I mean, it does, but it's in a really, really, really small sect. This place is culturally different and awesome. I mean, where else do you see somebody dressed in the water, really? That's all I have to say. Except for Hainan, I'm in Dubai on the beach.
Good first night in Brazil. Went to one bar that I really liked and one bar that I tolerated well. We visit some guy that paints helmets. We're gonna visit some moto people. We're gonna visit people. Sweet dreams.